Trust Car Wash in Loves Park in Forest Hills and East Riverside. It is time for Bar Comedy USA News with Sherdog. Sherdog, what's going on? You've been hitting the road lately. Been a busy guy.
I have been a busy guy, and I got to tell you, Double T, when when your reality is fantasy, meaning you live in Las Vegas, Nevada, anywhere you go, you can't wait to get back home.
So serious, there's nowhere else you'd rather be in the world besides Las Vegas. I mean, Las Vegas is a great town, so I can understand why.
Oh, no, I mean, I'm been trying to figure that out myself, and I haven't been everywhere in the world, Double T, but everywhere I have been does not compete with Las Vegas. I'm sorry to say.
What's your favorite thing about living in Las Vegas?
Oh, good Lord. I got to nail it down to just one? I'm just saying, like there's all the obvious stuff. It's clearly a fun party town, which is exactly my vibe. But Double T, I gotta tell you, it's very difficult to go to other places and you can't get gas past 9 o'clock.
I know some places they shut down so early for Vegas, man.
Vegas is always popping. And, there are some places on the strip, things are expensive because they're going for that tourist dollar.
Right, of course.
But let me tell you something, Double T. When you go to a place like Tacoma, Washington, and a 10-inch pizza is $29,
Whoa,
uh,
that's a lot of money.
yeah. I'd rather be spending money on the Vegas Strip where I at least got some hope of getting some of it back.
That's so true. Well, the other thing too, like now that you're a resident of Las Vegas, you know the little places to go. You know the little tricks how to get by and not pay those full prices, right?
Yeah, you got to learn that stuff real quick. And also keep in mind that when you live in Las Vegas, you're not necessarily living on the strip. It reminds me of when I lived in Chicago. And I would tell people that, hey, I'm from Chicago. I live in Chicago. And when you would describe living in Chicago, people can't get out of their mind that you live downtown.
Right.
They can't fathom that there are regular neighborhoods with regular people and regular stores and a normal way of life. They think everything is either the Dan Ryan Expressway or the Magnificent Mile. And it's the same thing with Las Vegas. People think everything is either the Strip or the desert.
And there is in between. I mean, there has to be people that work at all those fancy resorts and casinos, and they don't live in them. No, they live in regular neighborhoods, just like the rest of them.
That's right. That's right. And so not only do you not have to pay those full price that you might have to pay on the strip, but you do have access to go down there and have a great time. And Double T, even though you don't have to, it's not necessarily living on the strip, you still get the advantages of the privileges of the strip, meaning things are still open late. Oh, and by the way, you're also allowed to walk around with open containers.
You can't do that in a lot of places, that's for sure.
Not very many at all. And so I guess, Double T, what I'm trying to tell you is as much as I love traveling the country to perform stand-up comedy, I may have tricked my own self into actually hating that now because of where I live, which I love so much.
And you don't ever have to talk about what you do there because what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
You don't. And it's also in Las Vegas, it's not that weird to be a professional comedian. If you're in Iowa, if you're in Ames, Iowa, number one, not only can you not wait to leave town, but number two, when you are at home and someone asks you what you do for a living and you say comedian, they don't believe you.
Right. They're like, no, there's no way, because their idea of, stand-up comedian is, like Richard Pryor or someone like that.
That's right. And even though I have been described as the white Richard Pryor, that's still a difficult hurdle to mount in somebody else's mind, that you may very well be an entertainer for a living when you're located in the middle of two cornfields in Iowa. But in Las Vegas, you're expected to be an entertainer, even if you're just an Uber driver.
Yeah, it's true. You gotta do something fancy to earn those tips in Vegas, don't you?
Yeah, that's right, Double T. And on our next episode of Bar Comedy USA News, I can tell you about the time, every once in a while I'm here, money gets a little bit tight. I got to put on some of those showgirl feathers. I got to put on some spandex. I got to put on some thigh-high stockings, and I got to walk the strip and beg for tips.
Bar Comedy USA News with comedian Sherdog. Tell everybody about the Pub and Grub Comedy.
Well, the Pub and Grub Comedy Tour is awesome, and if you want to see what it's like to bring professional live stand-up comedy to the nooks and crannies of America, outside of the entertainment capital of the world, then you definitely want to check out the Pub and Grub Comedy Tour. We got our full schedule and tickets available at barcomictix.com.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Double T. Talk to you next week.
It's Rockford's home for Classic Rock 96.7 The Eagle. Cool, man.
Cool.
Appreciate it.
As always.
And we'll talk next Tuesday.
Okay, talk to you next Tuesday. That was fun.